Exercise is squat with lighter weight. So obviously you see Mr. Dreyer here putting his hands a little bit wider than his shoulders, not too close, and it's just below his traps, okay, not on his neck. So you take this off. Make sure for the squat form we're sitting backwards, okay? See Mr. Dreyer, his knees aren't going above his toes. Very good squat. One more time. Bar is going down. You're really trying to sit back as far as you can and back up. Perfect. And you don't need to go past 90. Just keeping it level is good enough.
The next exercise is the lunge walks with dumbbells. Take a big high step forward and land with your heel first, and then bring it up, feet together, and then repeat. Next one is the lateral band walks. Put the band around the outside of each ankle. Make sure that you're in a squat position, not parallel with the thighs, but a semi-squat position, and you're just going to step and then let that lead leg lead and let the trail leg follow. Okay? And just repeat for distance. Okay? Like a bound, you're going to swing both arms forward and launch yourself as far forward as you can. Make sure your landing is as soft as possible. Regather yourself and do it again.
The next exercise is pull-ups. Everybody knows what a pull-up is, but you can see Mr. Dreyer's a little bit wide here. He's going to pull himself up, not swinging his legs, a little more concentrated, and back down. Make sure to fully extend at the bottom and then go back up. Now if you're struggling with this, which happens, you can have a partner assist you. So here we go. Have your partner grab your legs and give you light pressure. You can assist with your legs in pulling up. Okay, this will make it a little bit easier and have you able to get a couple more reps out than you normally can.
Bicep curl with a dumbbell. Okay, one side at a time. Start out with your palms by your side facing inward, and then rotate them so your palms are facing up to the ceiling when you are done. Reset all the way down at the bottom before your next rep. Okay. The next one is the chair dips. You're going to do dips off of a bench. Make sure your feet or your heels are clear of any weights, and make sure that your elbows go all the way to 90 degrees where your butt comes close to hitting the ground before you go back up. Come all the way straight and repeat. Exercise are bridges. With the bridges, your feet are flat on the ground and your shoulders remain on the ground as you push your hips to the sky, trying to make a straight line from your knees to your shoulders. Hold it for a second and then come back down. This exercise is the single leg bridge, where you're going to take one leg off the ground and perform the bridge like you just did, creating a straight line from your knee to your shoulders. Keep that leg straight so that your leg is even with the other leg when you're at the top of your bridge.
Exercise here are called pelvic tilts. Now this one's kind of hard to see because it's actually a small motion. But you can see Mr. Dreyer here, he has his back arched a little bit. Now he's going to try to flatten his back out to the ground, almost tilting his pelvis back a little bit. It's almost like you're smashing your low back into the ground. So watch as he smashes down, really tightening up those abs. You're going to feel it kind of, your front abs contract there a little bit. Hold for a couple seconds, maybe a 1, 2, 3 count, and release, okay? It's a very good core stabilizing exercise. It's called low abs 1 or low abs marches, okay? So you're gonna do the pelvic tilt, the previous exercise, okay, where you flatten your low back to the mat. And then you're gonna lift up one leg, put it back down, lift up the other leg, and put it back down. And the point of this is to hold that pelvic tilt and not let that trunk move at all. Keep those abs locked perfectly and try not to move your torso much at all. This exercise are body weight barbell rows. So we're using our body weight. So you can see we got a wide grip here to start. And what you're going to do is with your feet fully planted on the ground, your heels dug in the ground, keeping your body straight, you're going to pull yourself up and let yourself back down here, okay? Pulling yourself up, hold for 1 second, and back down. So again, starting with a wide grip, keeping everything nice and tight.
This exercise is dumbbell rows. Whatever side you are working, put the opposite knee on the bench with the opposite hand. Make sure your back is flat as like a table. All right? Then pick up the dumbbell and have it hang. When it's hanging directly under your chest, bring it so that the wrist or the dumbbell come closer to your hip. And you're going to squeeze at the top and then come all the way down to a straight elbow. This is the dumbbell back exercise, the back flies. Okay? You're going to grab 2 dumbbells. You're going to grab the dumbbells, put them by your knees. You're going to have a slight squat in your legs. And then once you are ready, you can start the exercise. Okay? You're going to pull your elbows straight back to the ceiling and keep your elbows straight as possible at the same time. Okay, you can see the bend in his back. It's a nice flat back. He's not rounded over, and his legs are actually supporting the majority of his body weight. If you bend over more, Mr. Rosberg, you want to show him the bent over version? If you bend over more, okay, you're going to end up hurting your back.
Exercise is upright rows with a barbell. First thing we're showing you is the grip. So we're going to put our pinkies on the outside of the smooth kind of area on the barbell there. Okay, so it's a little bit of a wider grip. What you're going to do is lift it up. You're going to bring it up towards your chin, just below your collarbone, kind of above your nipple line there, and back down. So you're going to raise it up, hold it for 1 second, and back down. And you don't need to do heavy weights on this. You know, it could be a little bit lighter weight. Just get good, clean reps. Exercise is standing lat pull, okay? So this one is actually different than the regular lat pull because we're going to do straight arms and down to our hip region there, okay? So arm up to about shoulder level, straight arms, pulling straight back. Make sure we should keep our shoulders in good posture. You see Mr. Dreyer has a little bend in his knees here, okay? We don't want locked knees. So straight arms down and back up. That's it. Our shrugs, pretty common exercise as well. What we're gonna do, we'll hold 2 weights in our hands. You can see we could do plates, we could do dumbbells. And what you're gonna do is literally just shrug up to your ears. You don't need to roll backwards, okay? It's kind of a common myth there. So shrug right up to our shoulders, give it a 1 or 2 second hold, and back down. So you can do a decent amount of weight here, but obviously don't overdo it. This is dumbbell bench. Most of you guys have done this already. Few cues on it. We don't need to go past deep 90 there as we're going down. So make sure you go all the way up, touch the dumbbells at the top, and come back down. Nice, slow, controlled reps. Size hammer curls, okay? Difference between hammer curls and bicep curls is you actually keep the dumbbell straight like it is at your hip, okay? So kind of touch it up to the front of your shoulder and alternating sides. It's kind of like we're running. It's a single leg squat. You can see we're putting our foot up on a bench here. The main thing is keeping your hips nice, level, and parallel. What we're gonna do is squat down, kind of sinking our hips backwards a little bit. The other leg uses as a counterforce, a balance. But main thing is make sure that that knee doesn't go way up over the toes. As you stay back, it's gonna get more of the glute and hamstring, which is essential for a runner. 1 more rep there, and back up. A progression, if that's way too easy for you, is we can grab a dumbbell and lean down and almost touch it towards the ground there, okay? That's gonna add a little bit of resistance, a little difficulty.
This exercise is the single leg Romanian deadlifts, or RDLs, okay? You may start this without any weight, but you could also add weight, as Mr. Rosberg has here, okay? You're gonna stand out on 1 leg, keep that leg nice and strong, okay? As you see, as he goes down, his back is nice and flat. Do not arch or round your back. The other leg goes backwards to help balance you as you do this, okay? You have to have a slight bend in your knee and then use your glute, hamstring area to get yourself up. This is something to focus on as if you were a sprinter. This is a lateral lunge over a hurdle. You may start out with no weight and then add weight into your hands, okay? As you see here, we are using a dumbbell, but we prefer you to use a lateral hurdle, okay? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna step all the way off to the one side, okay? When you do this, land on your heel, and it should be directly to the side of your existing foot. Do not go forward, do not go back. It helps you with balance if you put your hands in the middle. As you can see, Mr. Rosberg is nice, level, okay? All of his weight is in the butt area when he squats down. Next one is the medicine ball, or MB, squat and twist. You're gonna bend down into a squat position, touch your toes with the medicine ball, and twist up and away to the opposite side, okay? It is important to twist and not use your arms for this. Use your stomach to twist. Okay? And then once you're done with one side, you would switch to the other direction for your rest of your set.
Exercise are called cable twists. Obviously we're using a cable rack here. Do whatever weight is comfortable for you. It's easier to start a little bit lower. So obviously a little bend in the knees. Nice, contract your abs very well because this is a core exercise. And what we're going to do is swing our arms across almost like we're doing a little bit of a baseball swing, okay? Nice. Notice the nice, slow, controlled movement. It's very short. You don't see much movement in the hips there. It's more of just like an upper ab kind of torso exercise. So nice controlled movements. Control it on the way up and on the way back. Next exercise are called leg twists. So what you're going to do is put our feet together, knees together, laying flat on our back. And what we're going to do is rotate our legs to one side, keeping the knees together. The feet can come up off the ground. It's not too big of a deal. Keeping your core nice and tight. Almost think about those pelvic tilts, which we've been doing. Back to the middle, and then back to the other side. This can be a slow, controlled movement. We don't want to go too fast. Keeping that stomach nice and tight. This is actually working the core. It may not seem that way, but it is. They're called swooshes, almost like a Nike swoosh. So same position as we were in before. Knees up, feet flat on the ground. What we're going to do is contract our abs, and we're going to rotate side to side, keeping our arms straight and touching our heels. Okay, this is going to work your obliques, it's going to work your front of your abs. All you got to do is keep the shoulder blades off the ground and go back and forth. Slow control movements, don't go too fast. And then we're going to do the same with the opposite. These are called knee pushes. We're doing exactly what they're called. So we're going to lift one leg up, push with the opposite hand, contracting the low abs, and then relax. And then we're going to do the same with the opposite. And push. You'll feel the abs contract. Don't over-force it. Just nice, easy movement, and you'll keep going back and forth. It's almost like an oblique twist, but you're pushing the leg down. It's really going to contract those low abs. It's just a hamstring stretch. So what we're going to do, we can put our leg up on a bench, a step, anything a little bit higher than normal. You can reach with the opposite hand down to that other side. Just getting a hamstring stretch. We'll for 30 seconds on each, or whatever is listed. It's a good, easy size. Is a quad / hip flexor stretch. So it's like you're doing a lunge. We're going to put our opposite foot up on the bench. And what you're going to do is stand nice and tall and lean forward a little bit like you're almost doing a lunge. And you're going to feel it in the front of the leg and in that quad. It's going to be a very good stretch. To make it a little harder, you'll raise that left hand up in the air.
Sorry.
Okay. Is a glute stretch or gluteus medius stretch. We're going to put our one foot on our opposite knee. Okay? And what you're going to do is lean across, just like this. Grab that knee with your opposite hand and pull across. Don't crank it. Just nice and easy. You'll feel that stretch in your glute and in your glute med. So, foot on opposite knee. Lean over and grab with the opposite hand. Trying to keep that other shoulder back on the ground. Exercise is a piriformis stretch or figure 4 stretch. So what you're going to do, put your one leg across your body. Okay, I'll show it from the other side here. Just like this. And what you're going to do is actually sit back on that leg. So scooting back a little bit. You can slide your back foot back a little bit. Just like that. Very good. And you're going to feel that right in the side of your hip. Your piriformis is going to get a little bit of the glute as well. Scorpion stretch. So exactly like a scorpion would with a stinger, you're going to bring your leg up and over. Touch kind of up towards your opposite hand there and back. This one you don't need to hold. So we can go up, over, touch, and back. Up, over, touch, and back. So go nice and controlled, but you don't need to go too slow. Don't go too fast either. Gastroc soleus stretch. So gastroc is your calf muscle. So what you're going to do is lean forward, keeping that heel on the ground. You're going to feel that through the back of your calf there. Why it's a soleus stretch then is we bend the knee. You bend the knee and you try to force that heel down towards the ground. Okay? And that's going to stretch a little bit lower on the calf. It's a different muscle.